Hello, I'm Ali Shabdar, Director of Strategic Growth at Zoho. Today we have the pleasure of having Oussama Elhaddad from NRS. Oussama, thank you so much for joining us. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ali, for having us. My name is Oussama. I'm a software engineer from NRS, National Retail Solution, which is a division of IDT Corporation. My background start as a BI developer, so all that has to do with data and analytics. And from there, I went ahead and start my journey as an AI developer also, going through educations on this field and learning more about artificial intelligence, machine learning, what is the concept behind, what is the background of these technologies and how we can utilize them. And here today with almost 7+ years of experience on building BI analytics dashboards, machine learning models, and also doing software developments on the side.
Wonderful. Thank you. Let us go back a little bit to the time that you guys at NRS with your team started thinking about that we need to utilize AI. So that is your background, but to bring it from an experiment level to the production, how did it start? Why did you start it? And can you take us back to that time?
Definitely. So we take a step back all the way back to 2019. That's when we start implementing CRM for the company. At that time, we were small startups still in the early few years, and we had a number of processes that had to be automated. So the centric applications that could fulfill these requirements will be a CRM. From one point is managing our customer relationship, and from the other point is automating all the processes that we have from sales, operations, fulfillment of the orders, and then delivering the product to the customers. Just to mention more, NRS National Retail Solution, it's a fintech company providing point of sale solutions to independent tobacco and liquor stores. We also provide credit card processing, cash advance, and few other services that could be used by these retailers at their store and within their environment. So that's where the starting point we had is to automate all the processes, and we were successful on reducing the amount of time that is taking our operation team. We scaled in terms of the productivity and the revenue as well. Within the first, I would say, 2 or 3 years, it went almost up to 4 times um, compared to previously without using CRM and just relying on spreadsheets, local tables, etc. That's where the foundation of Zoho starts at the company level, and the journey of Zoho starts on the implementation. And as we noticed, the era of the AI technologies, starting with the traditional AI, going through predictive AI, and now we are at the agentic AI, where we have autonomous agents that can do our jobs without technically taking our jobs from the company. The purpose of these agents are to fulfill and expedite our productivity on a daily basis. So that's where we start looking into how we can adapt and implement these AIs within the company. And the first thing that the first point that we think about is the customer service. So any company has a high volume of calls that received on a daily basis from customers having issues with the delivery, with the system not working, with the bugs, etc. And that's taking time for our support agents to do troubleshootings, doing some research on our internal knowledge base and how to find the precise answers to the customers. So we start thinking about let's build an AI chatbot that's going to be alleviating some of these time consuming from our support team, and then providing a self-service to our customers to find the frequently asked question solutions, providing proper experience to the customers rather than having them waiting on the phone for the next available agents and so on. So we started the first implementation with the chatbot, which was successful, and it had a great impact on lowering the amount of calls, but also increasing the number of sales to the company.
Got it. Excellent. Wow, you started pretty early.
Correct.
Yeah. And how does today look like? I mean, the current state. What is working really well that you're proud of and everybody's happy about in the organization, and what is not working, as in hasn't started yet, or actually it's actually not working.
So the most broad thing that we would say is the automation part of CRM. So the concept or the the proof of concept of having a CRM enables all to automate the processes and the business, which was a successful implementation with the help of our Zoho partners, our enterprise support that we had, the account managers, and also the colleagues and the developers that we have internally who helped us on building the CRM for the company. And from there, we scaled to the AI, the AI visions and how we build in, how we should be making use of AI and to avoid, missing the train and be behind of these technologies. So what's really working well, to answer your questions, first is the CRM automation. We have great productivity on a daily basis from the shipping and the fulfillment of the orders, from approving the orders by the account receivables, and then from customer service, providing support to the customers as well. With the addition of AI, we were able to also scale on this and then save some time for our colleagues and employees on a daily basis to be able to do more in terms of their day-to-day activities, and that's been pretty much working well. Uh, what is not working well, I would say I would not phrase it this way, but it's what is coming, and we are looking forward to have more in the near future, is to have more adoption of AI across all the divisions that we use. So as I mentioned, we've done AI for customer service, chatbot. What we'd like to do is also having some AI for our stakeholders. So we do have numerous meetings on a weekly basis with the stakeholders where we have to get their needs, their requests on what is it working for you on Zoho, what do you feel we need to have more improvements. So to have some early idea from myself or from my team as developers or the implementation of Zoho at the company, we will be building some sort of um, Asian, like AI agents for them that's going to be talking and getting some of the initial thoughts about what is working and working on their environments of Zoho and what they would like to have as improvements on that side. So we can have an early analysis of what our colleagues and employees are looking for, and then we can deep dive more to a discussion with them on how we can make improvements and implementations within our Zoho ecosystem. That's one example. The other example is voice AI. So voice AI is one of the next era of agentic AI. Is to have there are certain end users, customers that do some of them do not like to have their phones chatting all the time or typing, having typos on the conversation. So they would like to be more talking to real humans. So some of them will be more adapted by AI agents through voice, so answering questions, helping them with troubleshooting of the service, and also try to make sales with them. That's going to be the next vision that we have on building agentic AI. And then lastly will be predictive AI, which is analyzing our customers, predicting our customers, what they might like to purchase, not purchase, classifying our customers based on the different tiers, and having more into this path so we can better have or strengthen our relationship with the customers.
Mhm. Fantastic. I want to ask you about the future, but before that, I realized you mentioned something about your stakeholders and your employees are in the picture when you want to introduce a new technology or new way of working. And this is very important to bring everybody along. What are the opportunities and challenges you see when you're working with the fellow, employees or other stakeholders? How are you weathering that?
Correct. So, I mean, generally speaking, every company trying to adopt new softwares, there are certain challenges on the end users on how to adopt the software, how to get a better understanding what the software purpose is, the concept, etc. So we have opportunities, but at the same time, there are challenges. So the opportunities are to definitely make more sales on the company, scale the revenue, and also scale the productivity of the different departments. But we do have challenges, from time to time in terms of how to make it as much as simpler user interface for the stakeholders and how to utilize the platforms, and also for the end consumer, which is our customers, as we're going to be producing more Zoho-based solutions for them without them knowing that it's Zoho. Basically, it should be more user-friendly, a better user experience, and that's part of the challenges that we face from time to time. It could be due to the complexity of what we are trying to build. And on the other hand, it could be some of the limitations on Zoho that we try to work on it with our Zoho partners, our enterprise support, and how we can scale and improve on these features within Zoho.
Excellent, wonderful. Now, back to the future. How do you, what do you see in the future? What is the dream state between now and either near future or distant future? What are the plans that you have? You mentioned some of those, but where do you want to reach? Where do you see yourself reaching?
So the future vision on how we can have more adoption of AI, or how to have AI like within our day-to-day basis, is to provide more assistance to our employees or users, which are our stakeholders. Provide them with more automated or autonomous agents that can support them on day-to-day without doing or investing much of the time on doing repetitive tasks. That's one of the key points, which is part of scaling and increasing the productivity of the company. From the other hand, on the end users, which will be our customers, is to provide them more features, more AI features within even our solutions. So let's say we are providing a point of sale system, and we do provide uh, like different packages, I would say, or like bundles that they can use. I would I always use the word bundle in terms of the product that they can use from the company. So we have the concept of recommendation system, and this is part of the AI. Also, is to provide them with recommendations of what's going to be working much better for them based on certain answers to a question that they're going to be answering about their business, what are their challenges on day-to-day basis, so we can provide them as much as we can for the best of the product that we offer. So
Excellent.
that goes part of the AI agents or agentic AI, which is having more features for our customers to utilize it within our products.
Wonderful. Makes a lot of sense. Now, uh, we talked about the future. Now, when it comes to Zoho, what are we doing right that you like? You rely on us. The way we do business, we are measured. We are sometimes slow, but we are always the safe bet. And what do you want from us to improve? Basically, your what works and what doesn't work when it comes to your Zoho ecosystem.
That's a good question. So I try to answer it, you know,
As
uh,
openly as possible.
as honest as it could be. But so what works in Zoho? Basically, we had numerous challenges. I'm not going to say that from day one Zoho worked for us.
Mhm.
As I mentioned, CRM was the first application that we adapted from Zoho suite of apps. There were a lot of limitations for certain requirements that we want to accomplish and implement. But as we were having a close partnership with Zoho, we had a great collaborations with the enterprise support that we have and our account managers. We were able to provide enormous feedback to the product managers. Those feedback were taken into considerations and they were even implemented, which is a really that's the real output of a great collaborations between NRS or IDT as a customers versus Zoho as a vendor. Um, and so we have this partnership basically makes it easier for making things works that used not to work before. But as of today, for the real time, the present, um, what it's I'm not gonna say what is not working, but basically there are certain options or certain features that we feel that we are a little behind on it. Comparing to other vendors, we are a little behind, even though the other vendors might be providing just some beta features or version of it. It will be also fine to provide beta versions for the Zoho customers so they can get used to it, they can test it and provide more feedback to Zoho managers so they can improve on these platforms and then scale it as a final product that can be released to them.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now, let us conclude. As much as I enjoyed this conversation, but we have to conclude at some point.
Thank you.
Let us conclude with probably a parting word, something you leave us with for us to learn, for our audience to get inspired. It could be anything, well, preferably within the context of AI.
Definitely. So one thing that I've heard also during the keynotes that we had this morning, there are a big concern about AI is going to increase the layoff of employees across different companies. The concept of AI is not really for that reason, or like how AI came up to the pictures. AI just briefly behind the scenes, it's a number of algorithms or mathematical algorithms that does the job and the uh, the calculations, the predictions for us. So the key point of is how we're going to be utilizing AI in the right way, understand what the AI concept is about, what is behind the scenes, what goes behind the scenes, and how to properly implement it within the norms of AI, within the correct developments. So it makes it more productive for the employees, revenue for the company, but it's not going to be affecting technically any layoffs.
Okay,
That's my opinion on that.
that's very reassuring. So the aim of AI to be empowering and augmenting the existing human force, and go forward with that. Thank you so much, Osama.
Thank you, Ali, for
It was
having
a
me.
pleasure having you. And
Likewise.
good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.